Yeah, Enigma in the house. My man J-Span, Titan Studios. It's called From the Heart. Keeping it real is what all this song's about. Never selling your soul. Always staying true to yourself. Alright, yeah. Check it out. Money, cars, but we'll never get you far unless you gonna spit it from the heart. Yeah, money, cars, but we'll never get you far unless you gonna spit it from the start. Man, money, cars, but we'll never get you far unless you gonna spit it from the heart. Yeah, money, cars, but we'll never get you far unless you gonna spit.
And welcome back to your favorite weekly sports show. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is ITC Sportsball. Make sure you go like, subscribe, follow, rate. If you only give us 4 stars and you don't give us 5 stars, I'm going to say you a hater because you know we 5 stars because we spicy for you every week. And we are here with the Sportsball crew. We have got that hot take spitter, the man who rips like Bloodline spits. He is the modern day Ali on the microphone. When he steps into your home, all your ladies is gone. He is that man.
Hey, you know it's your boy Mase ready to go. I got the hot takes today. Let's get it.
And of course, we have got ITC's resident troll. He is that dude that sees a fire and he says, I got this gasoline and gunpowder. What's happening? If you let him into your brain, it will drive you insane. He is that man. There.
I let people in the Matrix. That's all I do.
What?
It's the Matrix. You already sucked in already. See, you already done. You already done. It's all good.
What is he talking about, Mase? I don't even know what he's talking about. But that's why he's the resident troll. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. But regardless, got to keep things moving along here. And we have to start with the NBA Finals. Well, we finally got to the end of that Eastern Conference final series that we saw. Boston, valiant effort put on by them to come back and win 3 games and get that to a game 7. But by game 7, you could kind of tell they were spent. They were done. Now we have the NBA Finals. We've already been through game 1. We saw that the Nuggets came out and pretty much just kept that train rolling. Mase, Daryl, how are you guys feeling about what's going to end up transpiring over this series? I know before the series started, I said I think it's the Nuggets in 4. I don't think that Miami is actually going to win a game here. So, Mase, where you at on this?
I think Miami will be competitive enough to maybe bring it to 6. Jimmy can get you 1, and then they can team effort another one. But I think there will be like those close victories for Miami. Like if Miami wins, they're going to be winning like last 2-3 possessions of the game. Like it's not going to be we're going to pull away and get a dub and cruise control, because it's going to take Denver being cold for a night or Jimmy dropping 50 or something on the lines of that for Miami to just really make the series interesting. But I still see Denver winning. I don't want to count Miami out because they are a really well-coached team. So Denver in 6.
This man got hope.
Where you at?
This man got hope. Look at this. This man saying he gotta have a team effort. Them Nuggets are doing an effort league. Like they're not doing with no effort. Like it's natural. It's natural to win. Sweep. You over here wishing Butler can do something. He had all the time to make that statement in game 1, and no.
Yeah, Mase, I think you're tweaking here, Brett. Look, since what is that game 2? I mean, really, if we be honest, game 1 and game 2 were all right for Jimmy. Since then, he's been pretty terrible. Okay, he has not been good. I mean, if we're talking about his stats, let's go. Since game 2 of the Celtics series, right? Next game, 16 points, 5 of 13 from the field. The next game, 29 points, 9 of 21 from the field. The next game, 14 points, 5 of 10 from the field. The next game, 24 points, 5 of 21 from the field. Hell, in that game 7, he wasn't great. 28 points, 12 of 28 shooting.
So we good for a playoff Jimmy game then. One's on the horizon.
Look, Jimmy got a 6-shooter, and I think he used up all his shots, dog. He ain't got no more. He ain't got another clip to slide in. He ain't got the bandolier to take out his belt real quick, pop a quick one in real quick, get 6 more shots. Now he ain't got it, bro. It's over.
He might not have 6 more, but I think he can get 1 off. You feel me? Jimmy got 1. He might not have enough time to get all 6 of them off, but my boy's gonna get 1. I believe in playoff Jimmy. I'm sorry, bro. I believe in playoff Jimmy.
I jumped off when he let the Celtics get 3 wins. I jumped off. I jumped off that bandwagon. If you out there trying to win, trying to have some rest, yeah, close that series out with a sweep. But nope, you over here let 3 games in a row. Celtics were about to have a record in the whole league about having to come back from 0 to 3. Like, come on. Like, that was wild. That's some lazy Jimmy. Lazy Jimmy for 3 games. Lazy Jimmy. Oh, this is the Jimmy curse. That's what I'm calling it. I've been saying this the whole time.
You can say what you want to, bro. I believe in playoff Jimmy. I've seen Jimmy Butler take some terrible teams to the playoffs and play well in the playoffs. I'm sorry, bro.
Hey,
Miami had no business being in the playoffs this year.
The Lakers had no business being in the playoffs this year.
True. But
what the Lakers got to do with this? What the Lakers got to do with this? Because you still just mad because your boys got sent on the fishing boat by the Lakers. You still mad? Still mad, bro?
I'm not mad. I'm saying this: the Warriors and the Celtics are better than the Lakers. They didn't get swept.
I mean, but Warriors lost to the Lakers.
You know what? I'd rather have the Warriors lose to the Lakers than them actually getting swept clean. No effort. No lube. Like 100%.
I mean, who got swept with no effort, bro? Like, when did that happen, Daryl? Please tell me. Who got swept recently with no effort?
The Lakers.
That brought bull. Because the Lakers was trying. They just were not a good enough team. Denver's just a better team.
They should have gave it to their guy that always wanted to throw these 3 fingers down underneath his hip for that last shot instead of making LeBron try to run up there with his injured self and try to put it in the basket.
Okay, Daryl, I have a question for you, though. So Jokic was the best player in the series, right? You would agree? You would say that? You would say that? That's fair. Okay. Second best player was probably AD, if we're talking about just talent-wise. Like, second best player, AD, right?
I'm not agreeing with that.
Who the second best player in the series then? In that series? Who was it?
Wasn't AD.
Here you go, Hayden. So AD, right? After that, then you could arguably say LeBron, right? I'll give you LeBron. But the next 3 dudes, 4 dudes, really, it's all Nuggets players, bro.
With the rest of the starters on the Nuggets.
what are we talking about? The Nuggets are a way better team than look. The sneakiest move the Nuggets did over the past few years, the sneakiest one was getting Gordon for a box of tissue papers that they had to trade for him. Because I think people had gotten a bad idea of what Gordon was because he was playing on these terrible teams, right? You were watching it, like, man, he got all this talent. Why can't he be the number 1? Well, guess what? In Denver, he's like a number 4 option. And you know what happens when you give a dude that you have expectations to be a number 1 and you all of a sudden let him be a number 4 option? He's cooking. He's killing everybody you put on him. Like, Mase, one thing that I think has been slept on this entire playoffs, Gordon has murdered everybody that other teams have put out there. There hasn't been anybody who's been able to stop him. We've watched Carter Jr. had that green light, but the man who's outside of Jokic, they're really like every night, it's like, damn, dog, can we stop him? Gordon been killing.
Well, I think that comes down to the way teams are played now. When you have Denver who can legitimately put a 7-footer on the court, and then also have a athletic 6'9", 6'10" player to put on the court too that can guard a few positions, like he can switch on pick and rolls and you not be booty naked. So I mean, it's a mismatch because a lot of teams will run 4 or run 3-4 wings out there and a de facto big man. So I mean, he's a matchup nightmare because if you put a second post player or a second guy that you think can guard him on the floor, then now your defense suffers because everybody on Denver can hit threes. So now you got a slow dude trying to get out on the closeout. Can't happen. So you put somebody smaller on him, and then it's mouse in the house. My man will take you to the post and dunk on you. Simple as that.
And look, the reason, Mase, truthfully, you know why I really think this is a sweep? Listen to these stats. This is what in 12 games versus Bam, Jokic averages, right? This is before, the playoff game, right? This is including all the regular season games they have met. This man's averaging 22, 11, and 7 basically against this man, dog. Like, yo, he's putting up LeBron James numbers against Bam every time they play. Every time they listen. Let's just go over the last 3 times they played. Mind you, he's doing this all while shooting 55% against him too. That's the crazy part. So check it out. Last game they played was 27, 12, and 8. Game before that, 19, 12, 12. Game before that, 24, 15, and 7. Bruh. What is Bam supposed to do? He is playing against the best big man without a shadow of a doubt in this generation of players. And a dude who is like, I know I'm better than all of you guys. And this is why I say it's a sweet, Mase. Bam would be like if we just broke down the matchups, right? You'd be like, okay, Bam should be able to give him some problems, right? He's a really good defender. He's always used to playing undersized. Did it look like Jokic had a problem with Bam in game 1? Nope. He was standing at the top of the post space, just like, throw it to the open man. Bucket.
I mean, Bam, what, he's 6'9", maybe? He's giving up 6'9". He's giving up 5-6 inches and maybe 60, 70 pounds. That's not very good.
Mm-mm.
Bam is he gonna need a good vacation after this.
Hey, don't worry. By the start of game 4, the Heat gonna be 1, 2, 3, Cancun. So don't you worry. Don't you worry. Bam, your vacation's coming soon. Don't worry. I wouldn't want to play against Jokic. I'd be super pissed off. You'd be seeing me in the media. Like if I had to play against him, Mase, like if I was Bam, I'd be talking to the media so crazy. I'd be like, man, I'm sick of playing against this big giant gorilla ogre mother. I'm tired of this. I'm sick and tired of this. And you know what else happens when you get tired of things? Mase has to come out here and school you to it. Each and every week, ladies and gentlemen, there is something that gets up under his skin and he has to come and drop some knowledge on you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're taking a trip into the mind of a madman. This is Mase's Madness. The lights are red.
All right, so I took a slight hiatus from playing sports video games, for a while. Came back, started playing Madden, had its ups and downs, been pretty cool. Sometimes it makes me angry, sometimes it makes me happy. Depends. But there's one thing that I have that I can really carry with me to just be like, you know what? This is a real issue. And the issue is people do not know time zones. I didn't know this was a big deal. I didn't know that this would be like the crux of an issue, is that people were having a hard time understanding time zones. I felt like, that's like a third grade skill? I mean, I don't know. I haven't been to school in forever, but I feel like that's like a third grade skill. Like time zones, by the time you hit the third grade, you should understand time zone. I feel like it's a third grade skill. I'm gonna stick with it. So did we just like miss that? Were we like sick during those days, or what? What happened, people? Because I need to know. I'm sorry, man, but time zones be whooping people. And the worst part about it, the real thing that just grinded me up right now, is that you have a computer in your hand that could literally tell you what time it is somewhere else that's not where you are. Like, you could legitimately, bam, grab your cellular device, type in what time is it in so and so, and it'll tell you. Time zones ain't that hard. We make it a little harder than it needs to be. And like I said, I just need to know, like, who was out there, who let you skip school during the time zone period in math? I guess it's math class. I don't know. When do you learn that? Like I said, third grade. I feel like that's it. So who let y'all skip third grade? Or who let y'all skip that week in third grade? Because they got to go. We can't do this no more. Time zones is easy. I hate y'all for it. I really do, because it's the simplest thing. I don't know what time that is. What? How do you not know what time? See, look. We have a perfect illustration of time zones. You see this? You see that green one? The green one mess people up all the time. That mountain time be tearing people up. Oh my goodness. I feel mountain time be tearing people up. I run across some people that didn't even know about mountain time. They didn't even know there was a thing. So you mean there's just a void hour in between Central and Pacific time? Just a void period of time? Is that what y'all was thinking? Because, I mean, like legit, mountain time be tearing y'all up. It's like y'all just was like, mountain time? What? Cavemen have time? I can't stand y'all. I really can't. Because it's so easy. Like I said, your phone can tell you time zones. If it's that difficult, don't give it away. You know what I'm saying? Save yourself some grace and just ask your phone. But don't tell on yourself, man. Don't tell on yourself if you don't know time zones. You have a phone. You're on the phone. You're on the phone telling somebody what time it is in your time zone. You can legitimately 2 seconds swipe up, clear the screen, hit Google, type in what time is it in such and such city, and it'll tell you, because it's a different time zone. It's that simple. It's that simple. Time zones ain't that hard. I feel like that's third grade. I hate y'all for it. I'm not even asking you anything hard. I'm not asking you what time it is in London. I'm not asking you what time it is in the middle of the ocean. I'm not asking no random. What time is it from New York to Colorado? Like, simple. Y'all that don't know, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of y'all don't. There's a 2-hour difference.
Oh my God.
2 hours.
Here, look, I hear it wrong, y'all. There's plenty of y'all, and some of y'all are in these leagues with me and him that Some people do not understand time zones. You say a time zone, they come back with an answer that has nothing to do with the time zone. You be like, hey, what time can you play after 5:30 Central? They be like, is that 10:30 Pacific? Nigga, what? Nigga, do you got no time zones? It's a damn shame. Grown men don't know time zones.
Can get on their phone to do everything else but check what time it is.
Can get on their phone to say they in New Zealand to play a game early, but can't figure out what a
Right?
time
They
zone
can
is.
change their time, can change their location on their Xbox to New Zealand to play a video game. What, 12 hours early? Y'all understand that? But if I told you I was in New York and needed to know what time it was in Sacramento, y'all boys would be lost. I can't stand y'all, man.
Each and every week, there's something that gets up under his skin. So he's got to come out here and drop the knowledge on you. Help you get your brain right. Help you get your life right. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Mace's Madness. Hey, Rick, you ain't wrong. People don't know time zones for nothing, and it's crazy. It don't make no damn sense. But speaking of stuff that don't make no sense, we have to talk about what went down with Roman Reigns and the Usos. Daryl, at Night of Champions, we saw the Usos firmly turn against Roman Reigns, which our guy Mase did call happening that night. He called it. Got to give him his credit. Daryl, how do you feel about how things have played out with the Usos turning on Roman Reigns, costing him and Solo Sikoa the tag team championships? And then last night, Solo Sikoa giving the Samoan spike to his brother, Jimmy Uso. How you feel about everything?
Every dominant group has to have a weird end. We all see great tag teams and alliances fall. This one, I don't know. Jimmy's pulling the J, Jay pulls the Jimmy, you know. So after last night, I was just like, okay. What are we going to set it up for? That's all I'm asking. Is it going to be a tag team match? Is it going to be a singles match? I just don't know at this point. But all this leads down to only one thing. Roman ain't losing to nobody except WrestleMania. That's all I can say. Man gonna be top of the food chain and holding that belt the longest and call it a day. But I like how the promo that Jimmy was giving out about like it's a whole matter of respect and telling Reigns that he's crazy, but at the same time, it's just like they just kind of fed up. They just want to leave. Hey, let them do their own separate thing. Let them not be bodyguards and help Reigns out for his title matches anymore. That's all.
Mace, how you feeling about being right about your call?
Man. There are a few times in your life where you just gotta sit down and watch your work. You know. You just gotta sit back like Thanos and just be like, this is it. Mission complete. We did well. So here we are. It was bound to happen. You can only take disrespect for so long before you have to lash out. And it's the only proper way to begin the downfall of Roman. you have to chip away at the armor. Basically, you have to chip away at the bloodline before you can get to him, because there's no way to write a loss for Roman when the bloodline is completely intact. That would make sense, because how can they not make something happen in Roman's favor when you have that many resources to go through? You know what I'm saying? Like, Roman can't lose if the entire bloodline is intact, because how do you make that happen? Because we've seen it, bloodline gonna make sure Roman stay at the top. But once you take away that right arm, that left leg, now he out there limping with Paul Heyman and Solo. It's a lot easier to get to him. It's a lot easier to be like, okay, Roman, you're a little vulnerable. All we got to do is we can run distraction on Solo. That's easy work. After Paul Heyman put down the microphone, that's easy work. So I mean, it had to happen. It's probably gonna set up a long. It's probably gonna be the long game. It's not like Roman's gonna lose in the next pay-per-view. I don't see that happening. It's gonna be the long game, but now the tunnel, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel for any challenger going at Roman.
Yeah, I mean, it's his natural conclusion, because I will always go back to the point of, yes, they were a group together that worked very well, but remember, never ever forget, Roman had to beat the Usos in the submission. Them boys didn't just bend the knee. Them boys got beaten into submission by Roman, right? So there was always a chance for this to happen, which is, I'm glad they finally pulled the trigger on it, because now we get to see where Roman can be without all of the backing of the Usos, which is going to lead to his eventual loss at next year's WrestleMania. Look, they just gave that man a new belt. There ain't a chance in hell that Roman Reigns is losing before next year's WrestleMania, because they are hoping, deep down in their souls, they're hoping between now and next year's WrestleMania, they can somehow sneak in The Rock and Roman Reigns. They're like, please let the cards fall into place so we can have this match before we got to have him drop this title. At the end of the day, though, I think this works out well for everyone. I think Jimmy and Jay now get to stand on their own too, so they get their credit for what they do. Now you get to see Solo have to grow as a character, because now he's gonna have to be the main man to help Roman, right? When Roman say, "Hey, we got to deal with this dude before the match," you got to go have a match with him. Solo, the man to do that now. So we got that working for him. But Daryl seemed to have a little bit of beef here with the title belt that was handed to Roman Reigns last night. And Daryl, I need to understand, what's your beef with the belt, bro? What's happening? You looked very displeased when you brought up that belt to us earlier.
I don't know who's great freaking.
Hey, wait, hold on 1 second, Daryl. Hey, Mac, Remy, shut up. I did it for
You
you.
can hear him?
I did it for you, Mase. I did it for you. Okay, go ahead,
They're
Daryl.
losing their mind out here.
I'm sorry, Daryl. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I had to do it for Mase, because I know that he's trying to ignore them dogs, but I know. So what's your beef with the belt, though?
I don't know whose great mind in the WWE thought that horrible, that looks like a mandarin yellow of a color for that belt. That belt looked horrible. You said, hey, let's make Roman have one belt so we don't give these people the idea that we can keep on having two belts again. Both belts look horrible. You got the belt that Seth's freaking holding right now that he just won. That looks like a whole freaking poop shoot. And this one just looks like someone just left a belt in the sun for a couple days, and that's the end result. Like, that belt looks horrible. Doesn't look like it just looks like the same belt with a bad color. Don't make it gold. Just make it mandarin yellow. I can't even say a mandarin orange. Looks like a mandarin orange that just left in the sunlight and left his orange off of it.
Since you the belt connoisseur, bro, like what? I mean, why you hating on the dude's belt?
My question for him is, what do you mean it's not gold? What do you mean? Do we need to send you to the eye doctor, Daryl?
Maybe I was colorblind because that belt is horrible.
Hold on. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna pull up a tweet from at Wrestle Tracker on Twitter, and I want you guys down in the comments below tell us, is Daryl tripping? Because I'm telling you, I can see gold. I don't know what this man said. Okay, am I wrong? That's gold in the mug, man. Like, what are you talking about? Am I crazy?
I mean, gold is like a hue of yellow, bro. It's gold. I mean, saying it's yellow or saying it's gold is kind of the same thing. I don't want to be that guy, but
I'm just saying, Daryl, does that not look gold?
Looks like a toy belt.
Oh, see, here we go. See, here we go, man. See, there it is. He doesn't like the design. You know what it was? He wanted them to do like some kind of special design. You know, he wanted some stuff like the Smoking Skull Stone Cold belt or like the Rock's Brahma Bull belt. He wanted something like that. So since they didn't give him something like that, he's like, what is this? What is this garbage? Am I wrong, Daryl?
You're wrong.
You don't even believe that word that just came out of your mouth. You don't even believe that. Stop that. For those of y'all that have listened to us on Spotify, thank you again. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow the page, rate us, review us. But Daryl has the biggest smirk on his face right now. It's hilarious, dog. This man he swear I'm wrong, but yeah, okay, baby, I know what it is. Oh my goodness! But gotta ask Daryl about one other thing that's going on within WWE. There are a lot of rumors, Daryl, that there are going to be wrestlers being let go of very soon. Is there any people in particular that you feel that could be on those fringes that you say, I don't think they should let them go, they just need to do a better job with those wrestlers? Or for a lot of the people, because we know when it comes to these cuts, right, it's going to be pretty much lower tier mid card guys and below that, right? That's who ends up getting cut out. Is there anybody that stands out there that you're like, they need to do better work with you, or is you just ready to throw the whole lot of them away?
I got a couple people you can throw away.
All right, so who you got that they should throw away?
Lacey Evans. Useless. Pointless. There you go. I like that. Thumbs up. I like that.
I'm counting for you.
That's a thumbs up. That's one. Shotzi needs to go. I know she has.
I got to see how many people he got. I'm counting.
Guys, I need to put some guys in there because I'm just going to destroy the women's roster.
I got to leave you alone, bro. You can't be doing that. Not on our show.
Who is this? Maximum Male Models. You think that they're just not good? It's like you have two of the same gimmicks on two different shows.
What you gonna do if they let your boy LA Knight go?
Oh, he ain't gonna go. He just won that qualifier last night. Yeah.
I had to get one out of him, people. I had to get one out of him. He hadn't said it all show, so I had to just get it out the way.
Had to bait it out of him real quick. Do the worm out there. You knew he was gonna take it, huh?
Knew he was gonna take the bait.
They need to knock off them. What was it? What do they call them? The Viking Raiders.
Okay, so Viking Raiders, Maximum Male Models, Lacey Evans. So that's 5 people already. Who else you got?
Shotzi.
Oh, you're done with Shotzi, huh? You say you're done with this?
Oh man, I'm so done with that show. I'm so done with that show. Like if you even seen that promo last night, you know you was like feeling it. It was getting awkward real quick. It was getting awkward when she was talking. You got to see that promo. You gotta see it. It was just rough. Oh
Look,
my God.
I just want to point out something. There's a whole bunch of y'all NXT lovers trying to sell me on Shotzi. Oh, wait till she comes up. You're gonna love her, blah, blah, blah. She has been terrible. Okay. Like I cannot think of a memorable thing that she's done. And you know what I think of every time that I think of Shotzi? Oh, well, they just got her in this match so she can go do something crazy and throw her little body to the wind. That's it. She doesn't do nothing. She don't win no matches of consequence.
Shotzi's the #1 main character on Botchamania.
Man,
That's all I gotta say.
All right, so that's 6 people. I give you the room for 4 more. Who else you got? Because I know you want some other people gone, and then we need to see who else does Daryl want gone now.
As a group, can we just like throw Ronda away?
Oh, Ronda and Shayna Baszler with that nonsense of a title win. No,
You know, just Ronda, bro. She's just gotta go.
Ronda's so cringe. You know what? I would say Logan Paul, but Logan Paul has more freaking talent than freaking Ronda at this point. And I said that out loud. That's horrible.
He said, "Hey, it's documented now. It can't take it back."
Now, his man's Braun Strowman can't get fired because he has an injury, so he can't get fired. Alexa Bliss can't get fired because she's having a baby.
In Burlington, New Jersey, there are currently no active wildfires.
Whoa. What?
If I even get close to saying that name, it just goes. I can't say my girl's name because, can't do that either, right? Like, okay. Thank you, Alexa.
Hey, that's what you get for having that CIA listening box in your house. That's what you get. I told you about that the longest time ago by having them damn CIA listening boxes in your house.
Hey, your NSA agent was on it, boy. You like click it. He said it.
No, but I don't want anybody really losing their jobs, honestly. But there is like some terrible gimmicks that need to go away. I feel like I think to save some people from getting fired, they're throwing them to NXT. Tell you the truth, like Baron Corbin, Mustafa Ali, like they haven't been doing nothing on the main roster, so I feel like that's like this quick save to do. It's like how they did with Apollo Crews. He was doing nothing with that whole African gimmick with his like tall guy, and they had to throw him to NXT because he was a little bit stale. It's like how they did JTG, but they didn't send him to NXT. They just sent him to Superstars.
Oh no! He sent that man to Superstars. Jeez.
You remember it? You remember that show, right? Superstars,
yeah. Bruh, if you was on Superstars, you was on your way out the door. Okay, unless your name was Natalia, which they put you on there to try and give whoever it was they was about to fire a chance to have some good matches. And then if you didn't do it with Natalia, you was out of there.
but yeah, I think the list that they're gonna release is probably some more backstage people that they've been doing, like behind the scenes. But for like wrestlers, if they do free up some space, they're gonna probably bring some people in because they had a free agent lockdown. That's why they couldn't get any free agents. But if we see someone go that's crazy, the only person I can see they can go all crazy is probably Drew McIntyre. That's the only person I can see.
Well, he's not necessarily, he wouldn't really be released. I mean, his contract is about to be up. So That's a different situation in itself there. But I hope Drew McIntyre ain't fooling himself into thinking that, hey, I can go and Tony Khan's offering me a lot of money. I can go to AEW and have success. Because let me tell you, the Cucamonga kids ain't letting nobody have success, okay, unless it's them.
No, unless you're John Moxley and you want to bleed everywhere.
Look, can he do a match without blood at this point? Can he do one match?
I just don't like this gimmick. Like the gimmick is so trash.
Gimmick is trash.
It's so trash. It's like, hey, if you was in WWE, they said, no, you're not going to be doing this dumb stuff. But when they go over to another place, oh, you can do whatever you want. You're our top guy. We promise you a lot. You can bleed all over the place. You can use barbed wire. You can Terry Funk it. Call it a day. I'm just like, yo, I'm tired of every single freaking week. It's the same old stuff. It's either he's bleeding or he's not bleeding. You know what? It's already bad enough that you get caught with razors cutting yourself at this point. Jericho did it. I think Mox did it. I'm just tired of all of them just cutting themselves at this point. Like, if y'all want to keep on making a blood bank in AEW, be my guest, but stop doing that. Screwdrivers, forks. You ain't New Jack. Cut it out.
When I knew it went too far was the screwdriver. Once they started, I was like, word, bro. We're doing we're gonna take tools and cut a guy. Man, if you stab somebody that hard with a screwdriver, you are going to murder them. Stop it. Their skull will be punctured. You stop that nonsense right now. Like, goodness gracious. See, this is what happens when you don't got no guardrails anywhere, when they're just letting you go free willy-nilly and nobody tells you nothing. Because Jesus, throw away the elites and throw away the Blackpool Combat Club. I could do without both of them.
I could do without Darby Allin and Warlow on freaking ladders and breaking them and throwing their bodies and making themselves like injure themselves like lifetime.
Darby Allin, if he was smart, he would probably stop doing some of this crazy stuff. But since he is doing it, I do have an appreciation for the fact that this little dude comes out there week after week and just throws his body to the wind. Like, it is excellent. And he's actually a good wrestler. So hopefully he wisens up and stops putting himself at so much risk for every match, right? So he can have some longevity. But I can't say I'm mad at it. I mean, the four-way match that they had there with MJF coming out still as a champion, that was excellent. Now they need to build on that. They need to let somebody else shine in the light with MJF and get that title.
CM Punk, baby. CM Punk.
No. Since you brought it up, those that didn't see, Tony Khan announced this week that at the premiere of their TNT show on, what is that, the 17th, correct, Daryl? In Chicago, there will be one CM Punk in the building. Daryl, how do you feel about how they've handled this entire situation? And now that we've finally gotten a conclusion here that CM Punk is coming back to AEW, what do you want to see happen?
Ain't what I want to see. They had their backs against the wall. Them ratings were going down, 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 down. Because nobody want to watch the same thing every freaking Dynamite. Orange Cassidy starts the show. Orange Cassidy starts the show. Orange Cassidy starts the show. Did I say Orange Cassidy starts the show? That's every Dynamite in the last month. Since he had this title, he's been opening the show. That's how bad it is. The first hour is literally Orange Cassidy. After you get some Orange Cassidy, what do? We sprinkle on some little Blackpool Combat. And after that, we sprinkle again a little bit of Elite. And then we go to the women's. And that goes drastically down because we're not watching that. Then after that, you turn on the show again. Then you got some drama. Then you got some who wants to bleed? That's what we got. We get some no DQs. We get some Anywhere goes. We get some lazy booking, a good old Cornette. like
Shout outs to Jim Cornette, baby.
we literally get the same Dynamite every freaking week. Like you can look at the last 3 weeks in clips on AEW, you'll get the same match or some variant of the match. You get either some nonsense tag team rivalry that don't go nowhere, or you get some Orange Cassidy saying, "Hey, I can do this and always win." Hey, let's. That's why you know what's
You mean he can always do this, Daryl? He can always go.
Hey. Orange Cassidy had made me believe that wrestling is 100% fixed because how did you beat a 20-man battle royal when people didn't even start in the ring?
Hey, you know how? You put them hands in them pockets and make it happen. That's
how.
how.
you know what's bad? I watched Double or Nothing live, and they did that one scene in the Battle Royal when best friends were in there and knocked everybody off, and they zoomed in the camera like they always do. I like that was planned. Very good.
Hey, you know you love him putting them hands in them pockets. You know you love it.
I was a big fan of Orange Cassidy. Now he turned into Wing Cassidy. He just has a title that has no type of worth to it.
Well, yeah, because he's the only champion.
No, he's the second champion.
The champion's coming back.
Hey,
I think
back.
I think you misunderstand. I understand he's technically the second in line, but who else really matters in this run? Because he's had that belt for like 2 years, bro. For like 2 years. Sneaky, right? He's had it for like 2 years, Daryl. Who else matters in that run?
No one wants a jobber title. It's worse than the TNA. It's worse than the TNT title. Jobber title. You just have it just for the time being until you lose it in a weird rivalry. And they just like throwing it on Warlow because Warlow's nothing without a belt. So all you got is like bad promos. You got him with Arn Anderson now because Arn Anderson can't do anything else with nobody. So it's all good, yo. It's AEW. Let's go back to CM Punk. CM Punk is a good thing for AEW so they can get their ratings up. But other than that, I don't understand. I honestly, let's be truthful about this though. I don't think nobody's gonna really just tune into a show on Saturday just on some normal stuff. Saturdays are built for pay-per-views and special events. Why are you having a show on Saturday? Is this like Saturday night main event type stuff they try to pull off?
I think what they are looking at is you can't compete with WWE on most nights, right? It won't work. So they've already got 2 nights of the week locked on you then, right? You don't put something on a Friday for television. Like Fridays is like the kiss of death. If you notice, that's why a lot of Friday shows are either brand new shows that are being put on a network, or it's a very well-established show where it just doesn't matter what day of the week you put it on. It's always going to get your ratings, right?
But AEW got 4 shows. They got Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and now Saturday.
First off, Wednesday don't even really like. Which one is it that's not even actually on TV? That's basically a YouTube show.
Dark Monday.
That's Wednesday. No, that's Monday. Monday don't mean nothing then. Okay, so that means nothing. Uh-oh. On top of that, their other shows don't really mean next to nothing. They just sit there and are basically
get him out
filling shows to try and say that we have another show to, hey, you can get some television time too. But if we're being for real, at this point, AEW only truly has one real television product that gets them any good ratings, and that's dealing with Rampage, right? So like we said, you can't put them on. You don't want to go heads up with WWE on Mondays, right? You ain't gonna put something on a Friday. You already got stuff on the other days of the week, so you have no other choice but to do it on a Saturday if you're going to do another show. Because look, you can't do a Sunday show because then at some point in the year, you have to compete with that thing called the NFL, and you will lose that ratings battle every freaking time. So I think they're in a weird spot, right, where it is either we put it on a Saturday and hope that we can have good enough wrestling to draw our audiences in on a Saturday, or we don't have another show at all. Like, you feel me on that, right, Mase? Like, they really don't have a lot of options here when you come and think about it.
Yeah, because like I said, you can't compete with WWE. So, like I said, 2 nights gone, bam, cut them out. Can't do it on Sunday because, like I said, eventually NFL gonna dominate Sundays again. You really can't even do it on a Thursday because at some point NFL is gonna dominate Thursdays. I mean, Saturday is your best hope, but college football gonna come in and slide and take that from you.
And that's why I said they're in a weird spot, man.
Yeah,
because you're right. College football.
Trying to put a second show out is tough, but I mean, it's really for the diehard fan, I guess you could say. Like trying to put a weekend event on that's not a pay-per-view consistently is going to be tough. I'm curious to see how that's going to work out because weekends are usually special event type things, but to try to weekly give you a product on a Saturday.
And let me correct myself. It's Dynamite. That's their show that's actually giving them ratings. Rampage is giving them next to nothing. As a matter of fact, their Rampage numbers from like December on had nosedived like crazy. They were down like 30% or something like that. So it's been a struggle for them to get viewers on a secondary product. And again, the Saturday thing, I don't know how it's going to play out here. Like, I think we all have the same concerns where it's like, bro, really on a Saturday? Like you said, that's a special event thing, right? That's, hey, this boxing match is going to be on tonight. This UFC card is going to be on tonight. There's there's NBA Finals game. For God's sake, there's an NBA Finals game on tonight. You know what I mean? Like, long term, I don't know how this plays out. Short term, they're starting it in a good window, right? Because your only main competition at that point is going to be special events, like big fight pay-per-views, right? And baseball for at least about 2 months, right? You're going to have where it's really just you and baseball competing on a Saturday. But we know the NFL is trying to make it so they have games on basically Friday, Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and if they could, they'd sneak in another day somewhere. When you compete against the NFL, it's not a good thing. And then, like Mase said, you ain't got to worry about the NFL on Saturdays because you got to worry about this other mega giant called college football. So I just don't know how long-term this works out. I am curious to see what story they're going to tell. I'm curious to see if the Cucamonga kids then swallowed their pride and realized that, hey, if we do a program with him, it can be potentially the biggest thing in wrestling and be up there competing with ratings and people's interests like Roman Reigns' storyline has, right? We could get something like that. But I don't have much faith. Daryl, you tell me if I'm wrong here. I don't have much faith that the Cucamonga kids have swallowed their pride and are trying to do what's best for business.
No. I just, you know what, like, I try to watch freaking AEW. Like, I try. Like, you can't sit through a whole show without being cringe, like, to a certain extent. Like, at this point, AEW is TNA. It's TNA and AEW at the same time at this point. Because we even got Karen Jarrett on freaking AEW at this point. Like, we got Jeff Jarrett on AEW. It's like, the show is cringing, There's a real cringe show. It's like you got ex-WWE over there, mostly half that roster, and you got mostly bad wrestlers. I rather watch Bully Ray on actual Impact doing bad gimmicks, and Santino Marella doing bad gimmicks. Hey, who watches Ring of Honor? That's what I want to know. And who has the Versus Network? That's what I want to know. Fight Network Versus. I don't know what channel that is. That's one of them special channels. I feel like that's a dish channel.
I am looking at AEW's roster, and it is way too big.
Yeah, half them wrestlers are injured.
Especially on the men's side, it is way too big. They have way too many wrestlers.
Hey, that big roster, right? How much you see of it? Because most of it is the same thing I see every week. The same people every week. You can't even tell me the last time you seen Miro on the screen.
Jeez, man, I'm like trying to figure out how big this roster is, and it's.
Hey, they said in the video game they're gonna have 55 characters. So 55?
No, they got more than 55, my friend. So pretty sure I counted this outright. They've got over 100 male wrestlers that they count on their roster.
How the hell do you give half of them screen time?
You can't. That's what I'm saying. It makes no sense what they're doing. They need to trim their roster. It makes no sense. None.
And then most of them are actually on Ring of Honor, so that roster is also that too. So,
but it's all just AEW. Like Ring of Honor, they're just trying to use that name as like some name recognition. But let's just be for real. That's just AEW Light Hour. That's what that is. Hey, here you go. You don't like regular lemonade? Take this light lemonade. That's basically what Ring of Honor is. Okay, that is. So let's not act like they're really doing something over there. But hey, who knows? Maybe CM Punk will come back and we'll actually be able to get this story against him and the Elite, and we get to actually see somebody beat Kenny Omega in a feud instead of every time Kenny Omega comes out on top.
He did lose in a feud. He lost against Moxley. Didn't you see that?
That feud ain't over. They're still telling that story. How you gonna say he lost that feud? He ain't lose. At the end of the day, we know what's gonna happen. He's going to pin Moxley in the ring 1, 2, 3 clean.
Did you forget what pay-per-view this month has for AEW?
Yes. What pay-per-view is it?
The Forbidden Door.
Ooh.
Let's bring in some New Japan folk and call it a day. That's what we do. Our roster is not big enough to have a better pay-per-view, but we have to bring some more people from other organizations, and because we are the Forbidden Door.
Terrible.
That sounds terrible. That sounds like a terrible name for a pay-per-view. The Forbidden Door. Like what's
it worked as a one-time idea where like you could still kind of surprise people, like, oh, who might be coming and working in this company, right? But it's a long-term pay-per-view called Forbidden Door. This is stupid. Tony Khan, come holler at your boy, Tony. You need somebody that's going to tell you some real. And I'm going to tell you when ideas are stupid. You apparently do not have anybody around you right now that is telling you that ideas are stupid. Put me on the payroll. I promise you, dog. My friendship going to come with you first. We can be cool. So I'm going to tell you if it's something stupid, because I don't want you being stupid out here. And right now, you're looking kind of stupid.
I'm being real with you. That check clear? I'll tell you what you want to hear, baby.
Nah, see, that's why you can't hire Mase. That's why you'd have to hire me, because I tell you the truth. Mase will be here, a terrible idea. He'll be thinking in his head, that's the worst idea I've ever heard, and be like, great idea, boss.
Hey, that check clear? I'm going to tell you what you want to hear.
Hey, you know what? AEW's booking makes the booking of Imposter Kane versus Kane at Vengeance 2006. Sound like a good idea.
Shut up. I'm done with you. Mase, tell the people where to find you.
You know, man, funky_stuff09 on Twitter, Twitch, twitch.tv/swaggy mace. Man, hit me up. I'm pretty cool. Yeah.
Daryl, Mr. Low Elo, tell them where to find you.
You can find me in a cave because I ain't streaming nothing, playing Diablo all day, you know, all the day. I'm on Twitch. I might occasionally stream, Low Elo Janitor, but I will be in a cave fighting all these demons and chopping them up. That's what I'll be doing.
At J-Span the Man everywhere, you'll either see my pretty face or the ITC logo. Make sure you like, subscribe, rate, review us, hit that notification bell so you're notified every time that we drop new content. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was another episode of your favorite weekly sports show, and that is ITC
Sportsball.
Yeah.